This is your coffee break on the HAN Network. Well, it was bound to happen. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Rob Adams, Kate Chaplinsky with the day off. What was bound to happen? The weather. As we look outside, eventually it was going to have to rain, and indeed, it is raining outside at times throughout the area. We will give you the full forecast as we move along, and of course, we'll have a guest later in our half hour, as we'll extend a little further than the half hour, as well as Steve Coulter will come in to help me. We'll look forward to talking with Steve. We've got all the front pages set out in front of us because it is, of course, the day that we get out to your newsstand, so they're all here as well. So a lot to cover, a little bit of sports as well, the weather, as I mentioned, a busy day as we get you through September the 10th. 2015. As I mentioned, rain outside. We'll give you the full forecast, looking at a high of only 75 degrees today after we saw highs upwards of the mid-90s yesterday. Let's start with the news now. The southbound side of the Merritt Parkway was closed around 9:30 this morning due to an accident near exit 27. Firefighters reportedly had to free at least one person from a car. Just before 10 this morning, Route 15 North was closed near exit 67 in Wallingford. That, of course, is the Wilbur Cross Route 15 at that portion. That's up in Wallingford due to a car fire. That's near the merger with Interstate 91. We'll have details as they become available. A pedestrian was fatally struck by a Metro North train around 11:20 Wednesday morning just east of the Westport station. The train was the 10:04 a.m. from Grand Central Terminal to New Haven to arrive at 12:10 p.m. The nature of the incident is under investigation, according to Aaron Donovan of the MTA. Donovan said officials are unsure why the man was on the tracks. The MTA is withholding the man's identification until next of kin is notified. Trains were delayed for 20 to 40 minutes through Westport between South Norwalk and Southport. There are still some possible residual delays. The New York City police officer who mistakenly detained former Fairfield resident and tennis pro James Blake has been placed on desk duty, according to the New York Times. Blake was handcuffed by officers Wednesday in what the New York Police Department later said was a case of mistaken identity. Police Commissioner William J. Bratton said on CNN Thursday morning that race had nothing to do with the arrest and that Blake closely resembled a suspect in a credit card fraud case whose photo police officers were carrying. Blake was standing outside his Midtown Manhattan hotel when a man dressed in shorts and a T-shirt came running up to him, said his mother, Betty Blake, who had spoken to her son about the incident. The 35-year-old Blake, who is biracial, also told the Daily News that he wasn't sure if he was arrested because of his race, but said the officer who put him in handcuffs inappropriately used force. Blake was reportedly on his way to watch the U.S. Open tennis tournament when he was tackled by officers. Police detained Blake after he was misidentified by a cooperating witness in an ongoing investigation into fraudulently purchased cell phones, a New York Police Department spokesman said in an emailed statement. A security guard at the Grand Hyatt New York Hotel, himself a former member of the NYPD, recognized Blake, prompting the arresting officers to confirm his true identity. He was then released and received apologies from 4 of the 5 officers involved, but not the initial arresting officer, his mother told reporters. Moving on to Darien now. Police arrested 2 men suspected of attempting to steal scooters from the downtown train station on Tuesday. Officers responded to a report of 2 men parked near motor scooters at the train station around 11:30 Tuesday morning. Police said they saw the 2 men standing between 2 scooters and tampering with one of them. They were placed under arrest without incident. Officers said they recognized the men from surveillance footage of a scooter theft in the Roten Heights on September 2nd. The accused were identified as 32-year-old Maurice Williams of Stamford and 31-year-old Michael Johnson of Norwalk. Johnson and Williams were both carrying bolt cutters, screwdrivers, socket wrenches, and a folding knife, according to police. They were charged with criminal attempt to larceny, conspiracy to larceny, and possession of burglar tools. Darien police said both men have criminal histories, including weapons charges, robbery, narcotics charges, and vehicle thefts. They were arraigned Wednesday at State Superior Court in Stamford. Police are seeking additional arrest warrants for both men due to their suspected involvement in the September 2nd theft. Investigators are exploring possible connections to other incidents as well. About a dozen scooter thefts have been reported in Darien so far this year. A little bit happier news for you this morning. State Police, Norwalk Police, and Norwalk paramedics helped a new arrival this morning as a mother gave birth on Interstate 95 near Exit 16. The baby has been named Ryan, according to a tweet from State Police within the past hour. Friday marks the 14th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, and communities across the area and the nation will pause to remember those lost. Following tradition, the Darien Monuments and Ceremonies Commission will observe 9/11 on Friday, September 11th at 8:30 a.m. at the 9/11 Memorial located behind Middlesex Middle School at 204 Hollow Tree Ridge Road in Darien. A wreath and red roses will be placed and a moment of silence will be observed at 8:46 a.m., the time the first plane struck the tower on September 11th, 2001. Fairfield police and firefighters will remember those lost during a ceremony at 9 Friday morning in front of the fire headquarters at 140 Reef Road next to the police department. The city of Milford will remember 9/11 with a ringing of the bells Friday morning at 8:46. Again, that's the time the first plane struck New York's World Trade Center. Fire Chief Douglas Ito will ring the bell. The ceremony will take place at Milford's Fire Station number 7 at 55 Wheelers Farm Road. Greenwich will host two events beginning at 9 a.m. rain or shine. The new September 11th memorial located in the new Coscob Park will be formally unveiled to the public with a special ribbon cutting. At 6 that day, the American Legion Post 29 September 11th Remembrance Committee, Glenville Volunteer Fire Company, and the Greenwich Fellowship of Clergy will host a ceremony at the Glenville Firehouse at 6 p.m. You can learn about all of that and more throughout our various websites and along our HAN Twitter feeds as well. The first development proposal for land that was once part of the Schlumberger campus was approved Tuesday by the Ridgefield Planning and Zoning Commission and an Inland Wetlands Board. The vote for each commission was 7-2 in favor of the Coach Homes, which developer Charter Group Partners LLC has also built in Brookfield. 54 units of luxury housing for adults age 55 and older is proposed. The current plan includes 9 townhouses and 45 one-level, 2-bedroom luxury apartment units in 3 separate buildings with access off Sunset Lane. A small clubhouse is planned where residents may host parties. Developer Martin Hanshy has described large kitchens with wood cabinets and stainless steel. The area could be as much as 1,700 square feet, the equivalent of a small house. The coach units are expected to sell in the $450,000 range, according to the website coachhomesatridgefield.com. Now off to Stratford we go. A Stratford teacher wants to send the message that Stratford and the rest of the United States should lend support and refuge to people escaping war in Syria. Dylan Connor, a teacher at Bunnell High School, hosted a vigil on Sunday at Paradise Green to bring attention to the humanitarian crisis in Syria. Thousands have fled the war-torn nation and are seeking refuge in Europe. About 25 people from Stratford and Bridgeport attended the 90-minute ceremony. You can read more at stratfordstar.com. Let me take a look at the weather now and glance outside, and, well, it's just unfortunately one of those days. We've got periods of showers with isolated thunderstorms in the morning, then periods of showers and scattered thunderstorms possible this afternoon. Now, some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall, in fact, is possible with a high in the mid-70s and a northeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is absolutely near 100%, and it rolls right into tonight. Showers, isolated thunderstorms. Again, possible heavy downpours all throughout the area. Lows in the lower 60s, looking 62 or so by the end of tonight. Friday, chance of showers in the morning. It's going to continue. Partly sunny, a slight chance of showers in the afternoon, highs in the mid-70s. For Friday night, you might want to grab a jacket, a pullover, something. You might be able to still get away with shorts, but 58, partly cloudy skies. We might be needing those out at Yorktown High School in New York to stay just a little bit bundled up. We'll give you more in the forecast as we move along through your coffee break, but right now, Darien has 72, 69 here in Shelton, and Ridgefield has 71 degrees under cloudy skies. Looks like the rain might have backed off from what I can see from here. It was raining pretty hard when I got into the office this morning. But in any event, Donald Eng will have some history for us, so we get our history lesson, which we love. We'll take a quick look, kind of preview of what's coming up in sports, and we'll have lots more. Of course, we've got Yankee Fisherman as well later today. So busy day and some busy times, and a guest as well, Steve Coulter, also joining us in our coffee break. But we'll pause here for a moment. We'll continue with your coffee break right after this on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN Network is the place for live video streaming play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday night at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports live video, the HAN Network. The 2000.
Back with you on your coffee break on this Wednesday morning. I'm Rob Adams in for Kate Chaplinsky. Donald Eng joining me in just a moment. I do want to update a story that we reported for you a moment ago. Susan Schultz from the Darien Times passing along that the victim of that was hit by that train, the MTA is now reporting it. The victim was Colin McKenna, 51 years old, of Wilton. That is coming from Metro North. The MTA Police Department is investigating this as a possible suicide. No criminality suspected, so we pass that information along. Again, on a kind of dreary day outside, but as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, we certainly do need it because it's been pretty dry for a while. So with all of that said, we turn to things that we enjoy. Not always the happiest of items, but I enjoy the banter. I enjoy the information, but the history's not always the happiest. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
We have some happy stuff today.
Do we?
So you'll be happy about that.
All right. That's Donald Eng. Let's get into history.
Well, we begin. It ushered in a new era of television, and it began with someone who was not affiliated with it in any way. But first, we go to 1794. America's first non-denominational secular college was chartered. That is Blount College in Knoxville, Tennessee. It would later grow and become the University of Tennessee. 1813. The United States Navy defeats a British squadron at the Battle of Lake Erie in the War of 1812. The victory allowed the Americans to recapture Detroit, which had fallen the year before. The battle, perhaps best known for Captain Oliver Hazard Perry leading his flagship directly at the British ships, fighting 1 against 6 until every gun on his ship was destroyed and 80% of the crew killed or wounded, then having himself rowed a half-mile under fire to continue the battle from another ship. 1919, New York City welcomes home 25,000 soldiers and General John J. Pershing, who had served in the 1st Division during World War I. 1946, while riding a train to Darjeeling, India, Sister Teresa Bojaxu of the Loretta Sisters Convent claims to hear the call of God directing her to leave the convent and help the poor while living among them. She would later become known as Mother Teresa. And finally, 60 years ago today, this began.
Good evening. My name's Wayne. Some of you may have seen me before. I hope so. I've been kicking around Hollywood a long time. I've made a lot of pictures out here, all kinds. And some of them have been westerns. And that's what I'm here to tell you about tonight, a western. A new television show called Gunsmoke. No, I'm not in it. I wish I were, though, because I think it's the best thing of its kind that's come along. I hope you'll agree with me. It's honest, it's adult, it's realistic. When I first heard about the show Gunsmoke, I knew there was only one man to play in it, James Arness. He's a young fella and maybe new to some of you, but I've worked with him and I predict he'll be a big star. So you might as well get used to him like you've had to get used to me. And now I'm proud to present my friend Jim Arness in Gunsmoke.
That, of course, John Wayne introducing the television series Gunsmoke on CBS at its premiere in 1955. It was the second Western television series written for adults after only The Lone Ranger. Following the adventures of Marshal Matt Dillon and his incredibly platonic relationship with Miss Kitty, Gunsmoke ran 20 seasons until 1975, stands as the U.S.'s longest ever primetime live-action drama with 635 episodes. Rob, only one other live-action drama has had 20 seasons. Do you know what it is?
One other live-action drama.
It had 179 fewer episodes than Gunsmoke, but it did run 20 seasons.
I should know it. And when you say it, I'm going to recognize it. Go ahead.
Bum, bum.
Yep.
Law and Order.
Law and Order.
And, of course, The Simpsons has run longer
yeah,
than that.
I thought of The Simpsons as well. And,
yeah.
you know, the thing about Gunsmoke is that Gunsmoke was originally a radio drama.
As
and
was
a very
The Lone Ranger.
a very popular radio drama was Gunsmoke. James Arness got the job because the original Marshal Dillon in the radio version was William Conrad, who we became to know in other roles later on TV. But the producers thought that Mr. Conrad was a little too, shall we say, large and not exactly Marshal Dillon looking. Had the great voice. Right. If you've ever heard, and they still run on various radio outlets, the old Gunsmoke programs, but his voice was fantastic for the role. But James Arness owned it on TV.
He did, yeah. He looked, he just is Marshal Dillon. That's just the way it is. That's your look back in history. He's Rob Adams. And I'm still Donald Ng.
You are still Donald Ng. I've got one bit of sports trivia from today. Nothing major on September 10th, although I personally remember September 10th, 2001 very well because it really was kind of a forgetful night in sports, but you all kind of remember the night before September 11th, 2001. At least I do because it was a Monday night, and I believe there was a Giants game that night. The Yankees got rained out. Those are my two memories of September 10th, 2001. But in 1988, Steffi Graf achieved tennis's first Grand Slam since Margaret Court in 1970, which I think is fitting considering we're right on the verge of another Grand Slam. And I think it's going to happen.
Steffi. And what's remarkable about Serena Williams' career as we speak about going for another Grand Slam is that she's had kind of this double dip or this double peak in her career. She was the best player in the world about 10 years ago, kind of declined a bit and then has come back up. And, and part of that is just the fact that modern athletes are much better trained, better, better conditioned than they used to be. They can participate at a very high level, later on into their years. And also the things with Steffi, when you think about that era of tennis, you had Everett to Martina to Steffi, to Monica Seles.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the list of stars. Whereas, like, if your game slipped a bit, you were gone.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. But in any event, U.S. Open still going on. And we have Emily Arison, the arts coordinator for the town of Trumbull, coming in a little bit as well. So we're going to talk to her. And Don, we've got football beginning tomorrow, then Saturday, then girls soccer next week on Tuesday, all right here on the HAN network. We're going to be busy.
We are. It's going to be fun, though.
It is going to be fun, and you and I will do plenty of nutmegging and all of that as we move along.
We will.
All right, Don, thank you very much. We continue on here on your coffee break. Let's take another look at some headlines as we roll through this edition. And again, Emily Arison coming up very shortly here on your coffee break. Steve Coulter will join me for that interview as well. But let's head down to Norwalk now, in a place we visited about a week ago as preparations went on for the Oyster Fest. The Norwalk Seaport Association Oyster Festival opens Friday night, September 11th, at Veterans Park on the Norwalk River. The headline acts for the 38th annual festival are John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, who, of course, will be on the dark side, if you know their music. On Friday, that will be the John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Dennis DeYoung, the music of Styx on Saturday, and Smash Mouth on Sunday. So a couple of headline acts there if you want to come out and check them out. Hours are 6 to 11 on Friday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. There's plenty of music besides the headline acts with dozens of local and regional musicians. I think there might even be somebody from this very office that might be performing down there, but you got to check that out for yourself. Returning will be the Neverless Knox Thrill Show, aerial stunt artist performing high wire acts, and this year they're adding sway poles to their act. Other attractions are the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show, a craft beer tent, the Arts and Crafts Pavilion with more than 100 exhibitors, the Oyster Slurping Contest, an expanded food court, and children's activities. Admission is $10 on Friday, $12 on Saturday, and $12 on Sunday. It's $10 for seniors any day and $5 for children. Active duty U.S. military personnel are admitted free with an ID. For more information, including available parking lots, visit seaport.org or call 203-838-9444. A full schedule of events can be found at your local HAN network site. Widespread gypsy moth activity and some tree defoliation has been detected this summer across areas of Connecticut. According to the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station, reports of activity have been most notable in New Haven, Middlesex, and parts of Hartford and New London counties. In 2014, aerial surveys in late summer and early fall by CAES found relatively little gypsy moth defoliation, with about 1,337 acres impacted, mostly in New Haven County. But due to a very dry spring in 2015, there was no early control of the gypsy moth by the gypsy moth fungus. Moisture is required for the fungus to infect the gypsy moth larvae or caterpillars, and little or no precipitation was available for the fungus to provide control of young caterpillars. With current rains, however, caterpillar mortality from the fungus is being observed. The impact of the fungus on any gypsy moths in 2016 will be dependent on weather conditions in May and early June of next year, according to state officials. On to Weston now. Bridge construction work being done at the intersection of routes 53 and 57 in Weston will not be completed by September 15th as projected. Weston First Selectman Gail Weinstein said state officials said there will be a minimum 2-week delay on the project. It's now estimated to be completed by October 1st. Providence, Rhode Island Mayor Jorge Alorza will join Mayor Bill Finch of Bridgeport while visiting Park City to learn more about the city's plans for waterfront redevelopment and job creation in the state's largest city. A Hampton Inn hotel has been added to the development of Steel Point, which will include Bass Pro Shops, Chipotle, Starbucks, and Cineopolis. He struggled with that one earlier in the week. In any event, that's what will be going on in Bridgeport. By the way, coming up today at 1 on the HAN Network, it's a Best of Yankee Fishermen with the Trout Unlimited National Meeting just a week away in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We'll start a look back at this spring's TU Northeast Regional. John Kovach interviewed TU officials, including President Chris Wood. It's the first of a 2-week, 2-part look at Trout Unlimited. And as I mentioned a little earlier, tomorrow night we will kick off the football season here on the HAN Network live from Yorktown, New York, as the Yorktown Huskers, the Corn Huskers is the long version name, but they go by the Huskers. They will host the John Jay Indians, and we'll have all the action. 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. Saturday, we move on to Fairfield at Notre Dame of Fairfield. Looking forward to that one, as well as the Western Trojans travel down the line to take on ND, and that'll be 1 o'clock on Saturday. I'll have the play-by-play for you to help lead all of our coverage right here on the HAN Network. But why don't we grab another break here? First, we'll step aside and take a look at the weather, and I have one other sports story that I am reminded that I will mention to you in just a moment. But let's start with the forecast. Periods of showers with isolated thunderstorms this morning, then periods of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall and locally heavy rainfall possible, highs in the mid-70s. Periods of showers with isolated thunderstorms tonight. And again, more of the same, 62 for the low. 75 and a chance of showers in the morning tomorrow. 58 and partly cloudy for Friday. Mostly sunny, and 78 sounds like a beautiful Saturday. Mostly cloudy with showers likely. 62 the low on Saturday night to Sunday, 75 showers likely in the morning. We have 72 in Darien, 69 in Shelton, and Ridgefield has 71. Before we take a break, let me give you one more story that came across, and our thanks to Tim Murphy at the Wilton Bulletin for this one. Jacqueline Wojtkowski-Porco, who led the Wilton High girls basketball team to its first state championship last winter, has resigned as the team's head coach, according to Wilton High athletic director Chris McDougal. In a quote, Mr. McDougal says she is leaving for all the right reasons. Jacqueline has an opportunity to grow her private college consulting business by partnering with a tutoring company, and she won't be able to devote the same amount of time to the girls basketball program that she has in the past. Of course, they are the defending state champions. 73-45, they beat South Windsor last year at Mohegan Sun Arena. Last year, to be specific, meaning back in March of 2015. A couple of games that you saw, in fact, right here on the HAN Network. In any event, we will pause here. We've got to take a look at these front pages, and we also have to have a visit with our guest coming in a little bit, Emily Arison, the arts coordinator for the town of Trumbull. Steve Coulter to join me as well. Don will come back for these front pages, and we'll continue on your coffee break right here on the HAN Network after this.
Carl Chevrolet is proud to sponsor HAN Network's coverage of the area's best high school sports. No matter the sport, competition in the FCIAC is spirited, so get out and cheer on your favorite team. If you can't make it to the game, be sure to bring HAN Network with you to keep up with the action. Visit Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
Kycote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kycote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kycote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation landmark. Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com. Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersom Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersomacorn.events/Sweets and Sips.
Have no fear. Hersom Acorn's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your original 3-minute horror movie today Visit fastfrights.com for more details.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express, open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN network is the place for live video streaming play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday night at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports live video, the HAN network.
And we welcome you back to your coffee break for a Wednesday morning. Kate, or Thursday morning, I beg your pardon. We got over the hump yesterday. It's the 3rd day of the work week, so I still have to remember Monday was Labor Day. I'm Rob Adams, Kate Chaplinsky with the week off, and my colleague and friend and editor in Trumbull is with us, and it's Steve Coulter.
Kate Chaplinsky.
Yeah, I know. You're the new Kate Chaplinsky. Do not adjust your sets. It's Steve Coulter. Steve, how are you?
I'm good.
And, of course, co-host of Radio Arts and Leisure, which will be right back here on the HAN network before we know it.
Yeah, looking forward to a new day, new time.
Absolutely. So we have a special guest, though, this morning.
Yeah, speaking of arts.
Yeah. So we can talk all about Trumbull Arts and a lot more. So,
Trumbull
Steve?
Arts Festival is Sunday, 10 to 4 at the Town Hall Green. We've got Emily Arison here. Emily, what are some of the things that people can look forward to seeing on Sunday afternoon?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on. Like he said, it's the 37th Annual Trumbull Arts Festival. It's on Sunday the 13th, from rain or shine, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Best part about it, it's free admission. The performing artists start out at 10:30. The Trumbull High Band is going to be performing, I told them, a soft medley. No percussion that early in the morning. A soft medley.
You're not going to wake anyone up with the drums?
No, I don't think so, or scare anybody. And then after that, Harmony on the Sound, they're like a Sweet Adeline group. They'll be performing for about 45 minutes. And the Arts Commission likes to give new talent a chance to introduce themselves to the crowd. So we have a young girl, Evelyn Slode. She's from Darien. She's won many awards. She's 13 years old, a singer-songwriter. She'll be performing for about 40 minutes. She's very excited. And after that, we have an Arts and Crafts Award. We award some awards to different artists and crafters, like photographers, artists, sculptors. That's a very brief awards ceremony. Then, 1 o'clock,
the music picks back up.
It picks back up, very lively. Studio Rio is Brazilian jazz, and that'll be for about an hour and a half, followed by a half-hour performance, selections from the Downtown Cabaret Theater. This year, their repertoire includes Memphis, Fiddler on the Roof, Evita. So they're going to be performing just short excerpts, short songs from it. And they're going to be followed by and ending up with the Survivor Swing Band, which is a group of they're survivors, they call themselves, a group of musicians in their 70s and 80s that play very mellow old-time songs, you know, kind of to chill the crowd down, walk around, get something to eat.
So a wide variety of musical performances.
Yes, I think so. I think it's something for everybody.
And people get a nice wide variety of food options as well. I know you have plenty of food vendors coming in, ranging from Spanish to, was it Brazilian or
Well, we
Indian
have,
food too, I believe?
No, not Indian. We have falafel.
Okay, falafel.
Mediterranean, a meatball truck, which I won't tell you their name, but it's it's a meatball truck. The Fire Pit Pizza will be coming with their pizza oven. They'll be making pizzas to order. We have Italian ices, Mexican food, Spanish food, Thai food, and the Moore group from Trumbull, the special needs group, will be exclusively selling water and cold drinks. And that money provides them to go on trips. Right now, the leader of the Moore group is taking 40 special needs kids to Myrtle Beach for a week. So that's what they used the money from last year, part of the revenue. They use it for their trips. And the food trucks, like I said, there'll be a lot of them. We do also have community groups. Anybody that's part of the community, we give them a free space. The Discovery Museum, the Bijou Theater, which is one of our sponsors, Downtown Cabaret Theater, Trumbull Historical Society, Marching Band. So all of those can have a free space to tell you what they do in the community. They can take donations if they need help. Trumbull Animal Group is very popular. They usually bring a few dogs.
That's great.
So everybody's there, you know, giving money to help the dogs, rescue them and feed them.
It's always a good attraction for the kids as well.
It is, definitely.
And speaking of the kids, I believe there's a creative component, something that they'll be doing.
There is a day-long Children's Creative Center. It's manned by the Trumbull Community Women. They've been doing it maybe for 20 years. And they think of 5 or 6 different crafts for the children to do, again, free of charge. And it's for children 3 and over, accompanied by a parent if they're young, because they don't want to just leave the children there.
Sure.
But it's very popular with the kids. And we have a caricature artist right next to the tent in case the kids want to have their picture
Oh,
done.
that's always a lot of fun.
It is. The kids really enjoy that. It's a wide variety, different type of artists. One artist this year is coming, which we have never had before. He is bringing his car covered in over 300,000 beads.
Oh my God.
One of my committee members thought it was 300,000 bees, and she said, "I don't think we want him."
No, but beads, yes.
Right, so that should be interesting to see.
I saw a car like that once down in New Orleans, which probably doesn't come as a shock.
Yeah, that's pretty much status quo down there.
Yeah, so I'm sure it'll be pretty cool to come up to Trumbull and see that.
You've got people coming from Maryland, as far as Maryland and Delaware, too? Or?
Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Rhode Island. It's a pretty popular festival, even though we're up against so many other festivals because of Labor Day being late.
Sure.
We're against the Norwalk Oyster Festival, which is extremely popular.
Sure.
But the artists that come back year after year know that it's a good venue. It's a fun day.
And for the public, I mean, it's free.
It is. You can just pop in 10 times during the day.
Yeah.
Pop in, go shopping, pop back in and eat, go home, pop back in and go get your charge card and buy something.
And it's easy to get to. Trumbull Town Hall Green, 5866 Main Street.
Right. It's
so
right
good
up
location.
It's about 1 mile north of the Merritt,
right.
exit 48. So it's very easy to get to.
No,
and
it should be
it's wheelchair accessible too.
Yeah.
So that people in wheelchairs or walkers, they have no trouble getting around.
Yeah, Steve, sounds like good stuff.
Yeah, there should be, I think you said 40 crafters there, 17 artists, a couple of authors as well.
It's growing.
It's growing.
It never fails. Today I received maybe 27 emails this morning.
Oh, so it's a rolling kind of application process to get in?
Well, it is. If the category is not filled, we try and keep like 4 jewelers, 4 this, 4 that. If your category is not filled, we look at their application, look at their type of work, and then they're allowed to come back in. But we do have 3 authors now. One, Paul Ferranti, who is a teacher in Wilton, and a Raman Ganeshram, she was a judge for our literary competition. She writes books about children's cooking around the world. So she takes recipes from children around the world and put them into a book. It is. I'm going to buy one of those books. I think that would be great.
Do you have a particular favorite part of the festival?
5:30.
I often ask people who are involved with such events if they look forward to that. Of course, you enjoy the process. It's a lot of work and all, but I often wonder if there's that kind of like that, dare I say, that glass of wine time that you look forward to, 5:30, where it's kind of, okay, it's over. It was wonderful, but now it's time to put my feet up.
Right. The time when if everybody's happy and they say thank you and they're happy, they sold well, they met other people, that's about my favorite time of the day.
I can't say I entirely blame you, but it sounds like it's a wonderful event and it pays off in the experience.
It is. It's the oldest running event in Trumbull, and it was cited by the Convention and Visitors Bureau as one of the 100 best things to see in Connecticut.
That's a good time.
It's not that big. It's family oriented, so you're not going to lose your children on the green, or you're not going to spend a ton of money unless you want to. If you just want to come out and look, that's fine.
But they're hoping you spend a few dollars.
Right. And it's really the ultimate community event. I know you mentioned the photography earlier. The Trumbull Nature and Arts Center is having a special collage at the end of the festival.
They are. We're inviting everybody who's coming to bring a picture, 1 or 2, 3, whatever they want. We're going to have a triptych that will say art in giant letters, and everybody will be invited to put their photo inside one of the letters, and then we'll put the finished project up at Town Hall for a while.
Oh, that's great.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun for the kids to see their picture at Town Hall, or old grandmas and grandpas, whatever picture you'd like to bring. Picture of your garden, yourself, whatever.
And this is the first time you guys are doing that.
It is.
Oh, that should be a lot of fun.
We had gone to the Bridgeport Art Center. We used to be the Converted Factories, and somebody was doing that project just for fun, just for the day to see. So we decided it might be something fun for the people to do there.
Awesome.
Just another activity for people to do.
Right. Another reason to stop by.
Right. Especially for the kids. It seems like a lot of the kids always have something electronic, and it's nice to have something that they can do hands-on.
That's not electronic.
Emily, it sounds like it's going to be wonderful. Historic Trumbull Town Green for the, of course, the Trumbull Arts Festival this Sunday, September 13th. It will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., rain or shine. And
hopefully it's shine.
We hope shine. I saw there was a chance for showers, but hopefully a really good day. So everybody should come out and check it out. And Emily, Arts Coordinator for the town of Trumbull, we're so grateful for you coming into the HAN Network and joining us on Coffee Break.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in. Should be a great event, folks. And Steve, thank you for a few minutes.
Of course.
All right. Look forward to Steve, of course, in the Trumbull Times and, of course, on radio, Arts and Leisure. But we will pause for just a moment here. Come back. We've got to take a look at these front pages, and then we will say goodbye for your coffee break. It is a Thursday edition right here on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN network is the place for live video streaming play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday night at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports live video, the HAN network.
Welcome back to your coffee break, an extended version on this Thursday. Donald Engry joining me now. I'm Rob Adams, Kate Chaplinsky with the week off. Don, are you still processing that it's Thursday, or is it Wednesday in your mind, or do you even know where you are?
I have no idea. It is the day after. It is the day after I put out the print version of the Monroe Courier.
All right.
That's how the life is organized.
And the front pages all spread out in front of us. You've got a handful of them over there. What's going on?
Well, first of all, in Shelton, a former teacher has been charged with disorderly conduct. 57-year-old George Perduta of Kensington has turned himself into police on an arrest warrant, $500 bond. Apparently, there was a complaint in April. A 17-year-old female student at Shelton High reported she went out to dinner with Perduta, who then... The victim claims Perduta asked about their relationship status during dinner, which made her uncomfortable. The victim reported that after dinner, Perduta went to kiss her on the lips, but she moved her head down, and he kissed her forehead instead. That, the lead story in Shelton this week.
I've grabbed the Weston Forum, the reporting that Patty Gay did on a story that has been really, as she writes in part of the headline, shocking. Kyle Navin arrested on federal firearms charges. It's a story that Patty has been covering extensively, and as she writes in the lead, the case of missing couple Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin has taken a dramatic turn as their son, Kyle Navin, 27, was arrested Tuesday on a federal gun charge. That, of course, from the Weston Forum, and great work by Patty on that. Don.
As always. This is actually from the Monroe Courier, the paper near and dear to my heart.
Indeed.
The homeless Jesus sculpture is visiting St. Peter's Episcopal Church on the Green. St. Peter's, of course, having their Apple Festival this weekend, and one of the things that will greet viewers is a sculpture entitled Whatsoever You Do at the base of the stairs there leading up to the church. That in Monroe, St. Peter's Episcopal, the homeless Jesus display, always good for as a conversation starter and just sort of a I guess a thought provoker would be the word I would use.
Again, just kind of highlighting some of the headlines, but of course they're all great. Plenty of great work to go around. I spy the New Canaan Advertiser one with Rob Malazzi to skip the candidates forum, for instance, but that was a fairly big story this week, Don, among some other things.
And actually we had a similar one in Monroe, is that an incumbent first selectman has declined to participate in a debate, a League of Women Voters debate, and he will participate in the Chamber of Commerce debate, but not League of Women Voters. So it's kind of it's sort of a trend that it's always the incumbent doesn't really want as many chances as right. The challenger will to kind of face off with each other. That's not really new, but what is new is the incumbent's just kind of saying, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, so... Anything else you want to hit as we're looking at them?
Yes, actually, the Reading Pilot.
All right, I'll grab that for you.
That amazing. Well, I mean, amazing kind of sounds like it's positive, but it's not. The body of Nicholas Upton, Reading resident, has been found in South Africa last Friday, and the family giving thanks to the community for their overwhelming support. So certainly a tragic story out of Reading, and we cover local communities, but occasionally these international or national level stories that we get involved in. And so just a very sad story out of Reading. Nicholas Upton, 19 years old. His body was found in South Africa last week.
Yeah, well, Terrible story, and all kinds of stories going on, and you can find them all on your newsstands or possibly wherever you may be. But in each town, they are out there for you, from Weston right through Wilton, Darien, Milford. You know them all throughout the HAN network. So, Don, good stuff.
As always.
All right. Thank you very much to Donald Eng. As we get ready to say goodbye for this edition of Coffee Break, we remind you, John Kovach coming up with Yankee Fisherman at 1 o'clock. 76 today with rain and scattered thunderstorms. 64 for the low tonight. Football tomorrow will be at Copia Home and Garden over in South Salem, New York, for an extended coffee break tomorrow. 70 degrees right here in Shelton, thanks to Eric Gendron and A.J. Simonowski. For Steve Coulter and Donald Eng and our entire HAN Network crew, I'm Rob Adams. Enjoy your day. Yankee Fisherman at 1. We'll talk to you tomorrow from South Salem, New York. For now, so long, everyone.